What's happening, guys? So, back with another one. YG's Weekend Wrap-Up Episode 3, fam. Get me? Now, I think for the past 2 weeks of me doing this, I've been missing the Friday night fixtures. So, I'll just get started straight away. So, on Friday night, last week, we saw Luton versus West Ham. And West Ham ran out 2-1 winners, with Owen scoring the first goal for West Ham. Then West Ham had a goal disallowed for offside through VAR. And then Kurt Zouma, the cat kicker, he puts them 2-0 up in the 85th minute. And then Luton get a pointless goal. Well, I won't say pointless. I mean, for that size of club and fan base, I mean, every goal counts for them. You know what I mean? Sorry, Luton fans. They get a goal in the 90 plus 2 minutes. And it finished 2-1. Safe to say Luton finished. You know what I mean? You might as well buy the game now. You know what I mean? I can't see them turning anything around. I can't see them doing it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where they're just too far gone, and we're only like 3 games in for them because they had one postponed, which probably luckily for them because it might give them time to actually try and do something now when it comes round. Oops. Anyways, we'll move on to Saturday's fixtures. So the first game saw Sheffield United draw 2-2 with Everton. Sheffield United, another club that's struggling, right? And so is Everton, who we've got next, by the way. Pickford got an own goal in the game, which was kind of similar to Martinez last season, for Aston Villa against Arsenal. It's one of those where what can you do? You know what I mean? But Pickford is single-handedly carrying Everton. I'm telling you, if Everton survive yet another relegation, they're in another relegation fight and they beat it this time again, they should thank Pickford for it. But this will probably be his last season because somebody will bid big for him. You know what I mean? At some point. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying Pickford is like the shit hot keeper and that and whatever, but when he's on it, he's on it. You know what I mean? And I think that he's gonna single-handedly be the reason. If Everton stay up, he's gonna be the reason why they stay up. So the next game, Brentford 2-2 with Bournemouth. And have Brentford even won a game this season now? They beat Fulham. They beat Fulham and drew the other 3. Beat Newport in the cup on penalties. I mean, Brentford, they were a bit sharper than this last season, a little bit, and the home form is quite impressive for a club like Brentford. I mean, no disrespect, but you know what I mean, the home form is what's been keeping them. But I'm calling it now. The future, the next Chelsea manager is going to be Thomas Frank. Mark my words. Click this, whatever, right? Thomas Frank will be the next Chelsea manager. I'm telling you, because he's going to be foolish enough to take the job when it comes his way. You know what I mean? I won't get into goal scorers and that. I mean, Brentford went 1-0 up. Bournemouth equalised. Bournemouth went in front. Brentford equalised in 90 plus 3rd minute. But Brentford need to get 3 points on the board now because just getting points here and there, you know what I mean? Are you gonna finish in the top 10, drawing your way? Can you draw your way up to top 10 finish? You know what I mean? That's what Brentford fans will need to ask themselves. Burnley versus Tottenham. Now, Tottenham ran out 5-2 winners despite going 1-0 down in the game, right? Now, I have a little thing about Spurs this season, right? Because they've got the signing right with signing Maddison. Because there's no pressure, there's no, I'm the main man, I'm the star boy kind of thing at the club. I think what Tottenham are going to do is they're going to accidentally get themselves into a little bit of a title race. You know, like Man United did when they had a 4-day title race last season. You know what I mean? I think something like that may happen for Spurs. Obviously, they're out of the League Cup. Without the League Cup and that drop is a bit late. Without the League Cup, so they've only got FA Cup to fight for, besides trying to fight for the league, right? So it could be in their favour, might not. It depends. You know what I mean? But yeah, Spurs. I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, they're looking a bit like. I mean, to be fair, I know people will say they've only beaten um, Bournemouth and they beat Man United, who they should beat anyway, and then they drew to Brentford at the start of the season. Man United are poor. We all know that. But the next game they've got Sheffield United, which another game they should win, and then they've got us, which personally I still think we're going to beat them this season, but you never know. Spurs, I'm not going to write them out of it yet in terms of flirting with that idea of a little bit, a 2-2 bit of title race. You know what I mean? I think top four probably might get it. You know what I mean? But we'll see how they do in the big games. You know what I mean? Because, Man United, they're just there for the penetration. You know what I mean? So, Chelsea versus Forest. Chelsea lose 1-0 at home to Nottingham Forest. Absolutely laughable joke of a club, right? Chelsea are an absolute joke of a club. These men are struggling, fam. Since Abramovich left, these men, that's it now. Chelsea are going back to the days pre-Abramovich, fam. You know what I mean? Chelsea are literally going back to the days. If Chelsea think they can get top four being like this, they've got another thing coming. The only win they got this season was against Luton Town. You know what I mean? Going to a ground where the surroundings almost look like Coronation Street, fam. You know what I mean? They beat Wimbledon in the cup that they went 1-0 down in. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Luton Town. If we look at Chelsea's next fixtures, and I'm going to turn the truck on actually because it's getting a bit warm in here. Right. We look at Chelsea's. Hopefully, you can hear me properly. Right. Hopefully, you can hear me properly. Chelsea's next fixture is Bournemouth away. It's a game that maybe you should win that. Then they've got the host Aston Villa, which ain't going to be easy. Then they've got Brighton in the EFL Cup. Then Fulham away in the league, Burnley away, then Arsenal at home, Brentford at home, Tottenham away, Chelsea at home, Newcastle away, Brighton at home, Man United away, Everton away, Sheffield United at home, Wolves away, Crystal Palace at home, and then to finish off the year away at Luton. You know what I mean? Oh, wait, so when they beat Luton, they're at home. So they weren't at Coronation Street FC yet. You know what I mean? Chelsea are absolute shambles. But I don't think anything's really going to change. They're just going to keep spending money because they've got the money to spend. But Chelsea are the next QPR. They'll sign all the players and players that are individually decent, but together it's just not cutting it, fam. You know what I mean? QPR settings, fam. They're the next QPR. And I will not feel sorry for Chelsea if they were to get relegated. I just won't. You know what I mean? I'll feel sorry for Tottenham getting relegated than Chelsea because Tottenham's our main rivals like that when it comes to London derby. Man City versus Fulham. Man City 5-1 winners. For me, I said already about Alvarez, fam. Alvarez is one to watch this season. Haaland goes and gets a hat-trick. I mean, if Man City don't win the league this season, it'll be shocking. Man City, I made a video last season, right? And I said Man City could go invincible. They could. No, I'm not even stunned. I think they could. You know what I mean? Who's to say they won't this season? I reckon if they did, I reckon they won't win no more than 2 trophies. I don't think they'll win a treble of any kind and go invincible. I think they'll win just the league or the league and League Cup or something. Maybe even the league and the FA Cup. But twice Pep's won the FA Cup, it was a treble. You know what I mean? Madness. But yeah, Man City 5-1 winners against Fulham at home. Man City at home, and yeah, Man City don't look like they don't look like they're trying too hard. It's just happening for them. You know what I mean? Then the game of the evening, Saturday evening, which I watched, by the way, was Brighton against Newcastle, and Brighton came out 3-1 winners with Ferguson scoring the hat trick. 18-year-old, what's his full name? 18-year-old Evan Ferguson. He's an Irish player, and he gets a hat trick in that game. And I think at the moment he's valued at about 100 million. Now, one thing I'll say about Brighton is, again, they're just playing the football and getting on with it, right? There's no pressure to, you have to win that FA Cup or something. None of that. Just having fun. You know what I mean? And depending on what everyone else is doing, when teams do that, they can end up stumbling to a title like Leicester did. Newcastle, on the other hand, if they think they can walk into the Champions League like that, they've got another thing coming. They'll have to heavily rely on the fans to carry him out of the game. You know what I mean? Newcastle have lost 3 on the bounce. 3 games on the bounce, Newcastle lost already. They only lost how many last season? 2? Was it? No, 3. They lost 3 last season, all last season. Twice Liverpool and us. Yet they've lost 3 already. Eddie Howe's not the guy, fam. So I'm having to tell you this now, Newcastle fans, for any of you that watch this, right? Don't have anything against your club, but let's call a spade a spade. Eddie Howe is not the guy that's going to win you an FA Cup. He got you to the League Cup final, but I don't think he's going to prioritize that this season round. Not with the Champions League being there. No. If anything, you should probably try and prioritize the Champions League while you're in it. I mean, I'm just going to tell you that right now. But Eddie Howe's not the guy that's going to get you where you want to be. This is why I think you'll sack him and you'll get Mourinho. That's when things will change. I always said it. Since the idea of Newcastle getting new owners, I thought to myself, Mourinho is the manager I can see being there. You know what I mean? Now, Super Sunday fixtures. Start off, obviously in order. And Crystal Palace against Wolves. I hadn't seen the highlights of that, actually. But Crystal Palace ran out 3-2 winners. Wolves, Wolves are struggling right now. I don't know. Have they even won a game yet? Oh, yeah, they beat Everton, but lost the other 3. Beat Blackpool 5-0 in the Cup. But their first game, they shouldn't have lost that game. I'm just going to say right now, they were way better than Man United in that game. And that was at Old Trafford. You know what I mean? But Wolves, struggling. Crystal Palace, their last 3 fixtures, obviously they beat Sheffield United, lost against Arsenal, drew against Brentford, and then they're beating Wolves. I mean, what can I say about Palace? Maybe there might be that kind of club where, maybe the home form might carry them this season, kind of thing. They might have a decent home form, even though we've won there already. But yeah, that's just my guess of Crystal Palace right now. Liverpool, Aston Villa. Liverpool came out 3-0 winners against Aston Villa at Anfield. Interestingly enough, right, there's this hype around Aston Villa that's not being hyped too much, if that makes sense. Obviously, Unai Emery is doing a good job at Aston Villa, but it's games like this where you need to prove yourself. Aston Villa need to prove themselves with games like this. They got smoked at the start of the season against Newcastle, right? Then they face another team in the top 9 of last season, and they get smoked 3-0. Let me just have a look around Aston Villa. So Aston Villa got smoked by Newcastle at Newcastle, smoked Everton 4-0, right, in the second game. Beat Burnley 3-1. Burnley are shocking anyway, right? Europa Conference, they've beaten Hibernian 8-0 on aggregate in the Europa Conference qualifications. Then they lost 3-0 to Liverpool. So their away trips to two teams that finished inside the top 9 last season, they got smoked. But those are games that need to prove themselves. You know what I mean? If Aston Villa are going to be these big teams, you're going to need to prove yourself in them games. It's all good beating Burnley's and beating Everton's. You need to prove yourselves in them games. Now, the last game of Sunday evening. You know, and it's going to be a little bit of
emotional damage
for certain fans, right? Last game of the evening, Arsenal against Man United. And Arsenal ran out 3-1 winners against Man United. A game that looked like it was going to end 1-1, but then looked like it was going to end 2-1 for Man United. A game that looked like it was going to end 2-1 Arsenal to a game that ended up finishing 3-1 to Arsenal. That happening in the last 5 minutes of the game.
You serious?
So, obviously, I did my match reaction to the game. But I'll have a little bit more to say this time now. I'll just give him a little bit to wrap this up. You know, Rashford put some 1-0 up in the game, just like he did last season. Put him 1-0 up and pointed to his head. And we equalised 35 seconds later because, you know, Man United couldn't hold on to a lead. Lindelof was lucky, I think it was him. It was lucky to not get a red card on the high challenge on Eddie Nketiah. Saka was also lucky not to get a red card for his attempt of the ball, which ended up him almost being like 2-footed, pretty much. Martinez in the game, I told you, man. You see that little shit? I told you he'll end up getting injured doing the rash shit that he does, right? And he ended up getting injured. Got took off in the 67th minute for Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire to come on. I mean, let me just break it down player by player, right? Obviously, Garnacho had a goal ruled off offside, which it was offside. You know what I mean? Gabriel, I didn't even realise, but Gabriel actually purposely played him off by arching his body so that Garnacho is offside. Brilliant. And this is who Arteta, right, wants to keep on the bench to play Partey at right back.
Stop it. Get some help.
Rice gets what looks like the winner on the 96th minute. Right? 90 plus 6 minutes. Rice puts us 2-1 up. Then we make a sub 90 plus 9th minute. Then Gabriel Jesus off a beautifully weighted pass along the ground by Vieira. Right? Gabriel Jesus on the 90 plus 11th minute seals it. Seals the win. Make sure that we are winning this game. 3-1. Again, another dog from the Marco. So let me break it down player by player. I'll start with Man United. Martial, I didn't even realize he was playing the game, right? Didn't realize. The guy is on some James St. Patrick settings, fam. Man went ghost. Rashford does nothing but just merges into Mbappe when he's almost one-on-one with the keeper. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He's other than that, did nothing. Bruno Fernandes, if he's not rolling around on the floor, he'll make an odd, decent pass here and there. But again, you know, couldn't lace the boots of Martin Odegaard. Anthony, aka the Brazilian Stuart Downing. Those of you who may remember Stuart Downing, useless. But the media and everyone got on Salt and Pepe, aka Nicola Pepe, for him being a flop. Meanwhile, Anthony, who I know doesn't have a better output than Pepe, right, is continuing to play, and you know he ain't being called a flop yet, not by United fans anyway, because there was Arsenal fans saying that Pepe was a flop. Eriksen, I mean, he'll have games where he'll be switched on, but then he'll switch off at crucial times. Casemiro, I mean, well, apparently we would have lost this fixture last season if Casemiro played. But then this time round, Man United lose by a worse scoreline by scoring one less goal when you had Casemiro. Make that make sense, fam. You know what I mean?
Got him! Got him!
As for the defence, I mean, I won't go into individuals too much, but obviously Martinez, he's a little shit. Went off injured. You know, oh well. Onana, I mean, the guy was trying to be like, calm down, calm down, calm down after we equalised. Like, fam, you ain't that guy, fam. You're going to see more of Maguire-ness from this keeper, I think, personally. We already saw it in pre-season, so we all know what we're dealing with. Johnny Evans coming on, I think, is absolutely laughable. And United fans should be fuming with that. And to be fair to them, the BTEC Haaland came on and looks like he's a physical presence, which who knows, it might benefit them, might not. We'll see what the BTEC Haaland does. You know what I mean? Now let's go into our players. Ramsdale, did his job. Say he got his hand to the ball when Rashford scored. He got his hand to the ball before he went in the back of the net. I think coming off his hands is what tipped it onto the post, but unfortunately still went in. Ben White just needs to be careful because Rashford skinned him at one point. And I think when Ben White's up against someone that's got too bit of flair, sometimes it can be a little bit worrying, but otherwise Ben White does his job. Man like Big Will, Saliba, he does his job as per usual. You know what I mean? Favourite defender at this club. Gabriel, fam. The IQ, fam. Man knew straight away the timing. He knew. I think it was Fernandez that played the pass to Garnacho. Man knew to arch himself just so that Garnacho would be offside. And it worked. Garnacho was offside. United fans, stop crying, right? We've had 30 years of you, man, being carried to league titles from officials. Goals that shouldn't stand because you were offside or whatever. Penalties you should not have been given. Penalties other teams should have been given. Now you, man, want to cry. You know what I mean? Nah, you, man, can keep crying about it. Zinchenko, I mean, had a decent game, but just defensively, he's just not that guy. Ends up anywhere but left back, which is worrying again. And then part of the reason why we conceded some of the goals that we did last season. But when he's got the ball going forward, it is relaxing. You know what I mean? It is relaxing. He knows how to hold up possession and that, but it's just defensively. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Odegaard, my favourite attacking midfielder right now at the club. You know what I mean? He's on job this season. And he seems to be being less quiet in the bigger games kind of thing. I don't think he was that quiet in the Community Shield. Not that much. But I think Odegaard, if he carries this on, he might top his goal tally of last season. For all we know. Declan Rice, Don DeMarco's all around, by the way.
Don DeMarco.
Man like Rice, fam. He did exactly what we paid him for. We paid 105 million and he did his job. Excellent in midfield, bossed midfield, owned the midfield, right? Gets a goal, You know what I mean? So I'm hoping we're seeing Granit Xhaka type of things of last season from Declan Rice this season. You know what I mean? Getting stuck in like that, even getting a goal and everything like that. Man like Rice, my G. Now Kai Havertz, I mean, fam, I don't want to continue to get on his case because I really do want him because he's gonna play. We can cry all we want. He's gonna play. I want him to find the Bayer Leverkusen version of him. I want him to find that person in him that has the desire to improve. Because what we're seeing from him is a passenger. You know what I mean? He's just a passenger in his own body, and he's just doing things. I mean, that shot that, and I never mentioned this in the match reaction, but that shot that he attempted to do, and it's not like it was with his right foot either. He just flicked at it, and he didn't even connect. Oh, he connected, but he just rolled away. Like, fam, I do have a feeling that Kai Havertz is going to have a game this season where he's the reason why we win. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. But I'm just going to... we have our opinions on Kai Havertz, but while he's playing, I really do want him to make that difference in the team. It's just that when he comes off, we look like our old selves of last season, attacking-wise. When he's there, it's like there's a blockage of stuff, things just not happening that should be. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping we just need Havertz to just get that goal. Just get a goal. Get that goal. Hopefully, it will get his confidence up enough to say, right, that's it now. Because Arteta's just going to keep playing him anyway. So I'm hoping that Kai Havertz, you know, he turns it round. You know what I mean? Because we can all get in this case. I do. You know what I mean? Because I don't rate him or anything like that. But I just want to get to that place where he's going to keep playing anyway. So instead of just getting on his case and staying in his case, let's just, when he does get his goal, let's just back it. You know what I mean? Because everything we say online, right, it feeds into them. Now it's up to them how they deal with it. But I'm trying to put myself in his shoes to a degree where people don't rate me. Like a lot of people don't rate me, and I'm not doing my job properly. But I'm gonna keep getting the opportunity to do the job, even if I don't feel like it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a case of, right, I need to prove myself, and Havertz needs to find that player in him where it's like, no, this is where I get the goal. This is where I make a difference. Because let's not forget, this is the you wouldn't believe Havertz was the player that scored the only goal in the Champions League final against Man City for Chelsea. You went around the keeper and placed it. Where's that kind of hunger? Anyways, I'm not going to make this too long. Saka, I think Saka should take both corners and both ends, to be fair. Because, corners seem to work from Saka. Whereas Martinelli's corners, I think one worked in against Fulham last season, but Saka's corners tend to have more of a better output to it. Otherwise, I can't fault any of the wingers right now. To be fair, I can't fault them, but I just don't want Saka being overplayed this season. You know what I mean? Nketiah did his job really, apart from scoring. He tried. It's not like he was a pony. It's not like he stood around like a lemon. He actually did try do his job. So got no faults there. Martinelli, man did his job, fam. I mean, Don DeMarco's all around again. I'm forgetting to do it. Martinelli was worrying Wan-Bissaka, right? Wan-Bissaka had a job in his hands dealing with Martinelli, right? And yeah, Martinelli, I mean, Yeah, I think I don't. Maybe that let Odegaard take the corners from his end. Maybe you know what I mean. I don't know. It's just the outputs from corners. I'm noticing that it's happening when Saka's taking them, like Bournemouth last season. You know what I mean? And we did the same thing against Man United. You know what I mean? It's and as for subs, Vieira, that pass, that weighted pass along the floor, the first time pass could have easily gone wrong, but it went pinpoint perfect. I hope that this is a turning point for Vieira now, because when I backed Vieira, and I can't remember what video it was, I thought I isolated the clip, but I didn't. But it's a video sometime around, I think, the Sporting Lisbon game. I think I was backing him still then, I think. Somewhere around there, one of my match reactions or something, I was saying, Vieira's going to be a player for us. We just need to give him time, this, that, and the other. But now we're seeing at least him coming off as a super sub. He's doing something. He's doing his job. You know what I mean? And to me, he's earning his place in the starting 11 if he carries this on. Tomiyasu, he was decent when he came on, to be fair. I have no faults there. I think Tomiyasu is a player. He's happy to be there to do his job, kind of thing. He's not crying. None of that. Reece Nelson came on. Didn't really see too much from him. But every time he comes on, we expect the Reece moment. You know what I mean? But Declan Rice did it this time. Man like Decker's fan. Jorginho came on. This is a game you bring him on when you're winning anyway. Just to calm things down and everything like that. And Gabriel Jesus came on and announced himself, I'm back. You know what I mean? Jesus is back, fam. You get me? Fam. So I got a load of comments. I wasn't going to look at the comments until I did my wrap up. So let me just look at all the comments. Brighton Town soon get relegated in flash. They'll be relegated within a few years. You know what I mean? They're going to be the next Southampton. You know what I mean? So Brighton better enjoy this while it lasts, because it ain't going to last too much longer. Evan Ferguson could play for Arsenal. I saw a little rumour talking about it'd be 100 million. That's how much it cost. And, maybe, you know what I mean? Eddie Howe, Arteta, Postman, Pat, same level. I think Arteta's above Eddie Howe. You know what I mean? Arteta's actually won silverware. Well, he won the FA Cup, and then if you want to count the Community Shields, he won 2. You know what I mean? Arteta's only just one better than Brendan Rodgers right now. In England, anyway. You know what I mean? Brendan Rodgers won the FA Cup and then won one Community Shield less than Arteta. You know what I mean? So, hi YG, big up to yourself, fam. Big up to yourself. Sorry I didn't get to comments. I just wanted to get what I was talking about out of the way first, and then I'll get to all the comments. Muller Rice, yep, Muller Rice, and speaking of Muller Rice, man, the streets won't forget. Man, like Ransom Bance's video, Rice got mullered when they were chimming about the friendly. Yep. We gave Rashford easy street. Come on, Arsenal. City will win the league by about 12 points. Probably. Probably. You know what I mean? You just never know. Would need to see a lot more from Evan Ferguson before spending 100 mil. That's true. 100 million. I mean, it's a bit surprising he's 100 million considering he's Irish. It's usually like this for English players, but yeah, I mean, I think he's going to need to prove himself some more. Anyways, that's it for YG's weekly wrap up. Next line of fixtures is, I think it's just Premier League again. Let me just have a quick look. There's FA Cup, but it's nothing to do with us. Or is it internationals? Oh no, it's internationals. All right, yeah, it's internationals. So yeah. Anyways, guys, stay tuned. The next content will be, I probably might keep an eye on Arsenal players on international duty. So I might be putting that content up. But yeah, onwards and upwards. Next game, Everton away from home. It's not going to be an easy game. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials. The links are in the description. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of YG's weekly wrap up. And I'll see you guys for the match reaction for the Everton game live, because I'll do match reactions live instead of doing them pre-recorded because timing and all that. But yeah, see you guys in a bit. Peace.